the big petty car, and I got all the masking tape removed. But before I did that, I was starting to take some Tamiya tape, and I was masking the corners here off for the white pinstripe that goes on the petty car. Well, then I was told, look at the decal sheet, and I didn't even I saw this in the box. I knew it was aftermarket decals we're going to put on it, but I didn't even didn't look at it any further. But you do get the white pinstripe for the car. So I ripped all the tape off, and I went on my merry way. I can't wait to start putting that on. That's going to be I want to do that first before I do any decals, because that'll probably be I kind of wish I didn't put the I know why they did it, but I wish the numbers were on the other sheet and just did the lines by itself. That way you could keep track a little more easier for me. But anyway, even get decals for the tires, so that's even slick there. But anyway, that will that saves a lot of taping and making sure that I get it pretty darn even. But anyway, so there's that. But I got the tape off, and I wanted to show everyone before I got any farther. If you can see it, you see little I want to say kind of paint dust from the orange here, and it's the damnedest thing, because I used 3M tape, and it basically it kind of like a filter mask. It, like, I guess the paint particles like seep through it, but it's not. I mean, it comes off. It's just dust. It's just like it seeped through the tape, you know, like a filter, like a dust filter. That was the damnedest thing. I never really even I've never really seen something like that. But anyway, I got a couple little spots I got to touch up from the tape right there, where I burnished it down and pulled it up. But anyway, no big deal. But we're pretty darn slick everywhere we go. So next, all I gotta do is I gotta clean that up. But I wanted to show everyone that before I before I cleaned it all off. So I want to get that cleaned off. Got a little bit of overspray. Not a whole. It's not really a killer, but I'd clean that up a little bit with the brush there. Got a little bit on the inside, but some of it you ain't going to see once you get the chassis in. But I will. I want to go ahead and I'll fix that and spray that. But anyway, that's you almost had the tape almost every square inch of it getting a little overspray. But anyway, there's that. And the orange looks pretty darn slick for the day glow red, if you will. But anyway, there's that, and hopefully after I get off here, I'm going to continue painting on the chassis here, because I got to do some little cleanup with some toothpicks, cotton swabs, and I just got to touch up a few little areas. I got a little overspray, and then I'm just going to go to town and start painting. So hopefully I'll have some more done for tomorrow. The Adversary kits, I didn't get to paint the Klingon yet. I'm going to try to do that today or tomorrow, but I did get the Marauder painted, just a basic tan color, not too shabby. What I want to do next is probably take some basically a lighter tan, and I want to do some dry brushing on it just to bring out the highlights, and pretty much be done with that. And then of course I got to put the clear parts on, which that don't take long. And then basically the Klingon's going to be green and red, you know, green for the host ship, and red for the inside of the wings, and of course a little bit of silver, and then that'll be pretty much done on that. But anyway, that's where I stand on that. So not a whole lot to very fun, very quick, you know, basically painting and a little bit of basic modeling techniques for those two models. The Junctum, I did get me a nice little name plaque for it, and basically all I've done so far is for the big gun, and I added a piece of square styrene tube there, added a couple of minor little kit parts. I have no idea what they are. They were just in a parts box. One thing what I have to do is I got to add the a little detail on the bottom there just to hide the hole and everything. But I had to sand a little bit down A couple little spots there, no big deal. And I'm going to get ready to paint him. Base coat's going to be the, where was it? No, pale gray, no. It's going to be, excuse me, gray blue RLM 84. And then basically highlights of pale gray and probably a camo of light blue. I think that'll be slick. And that was basically 3 random colors that I wanted to stick with that color palette. But I think that would be, I don't want to do any greens or browns for the camo and all that. But anyway, very fun. It makes it unique. And then I'm going to give him a orange shoulder blade and all that. But for the base, I got to, I took some ABS epoxy sculpt. Made the base, and then I took I got a sack somewhere. Here it is. This is basically floor dry for oil spills. I like it because it's just I think the great, almost like ballast, but it's really fine for diorama work. And I put a little bit of kitty litter in there to get the bigger rocks in there. That's a little of my custom blend. And what I did is, after I got the ABS on and got the ground texture the way I wanted it, I put the Gundam feet in, if you can see right there. That's so he can, when he can be secured on. I could put a, drill a rod and glue it, but I'll just probably end up super gluing him on and he'll be just fine. And then I just took the mix here, shoved it on the epoxy sculpt, and it makes a nice ground texture. And then all I gotta do is paint it after that. But anyway, that's where I stand on the mobile suit. So looking forward to getting some paint on him, which he is just about ready to do. Anyway, that's what I've got going on today. We are playing around with the mobile suit, trying to paint the Adversary sets, and we finally got the tape removed from the big petty car. So that's what I got going on today. So stay tuned for the next exciting episode.